Welcome back, everybody. My name is Nicholas Bogroff Gansel, and I am creatively bankrupt. So today, we are diving into Season 1, Episode 5 of Undone, titled Alone in This, and in parentheses, You Have Me, which honestly sounds like a song title. Like, I don't know, just with the title, then the title in parentheses. Or it's a Police Squad title, and when the text says Alone in This, they're gonna say, You Have Me. But they don't show the titles at the beginning, so that's actually not a viable option. I'm assuming, those are two opposite concepts, so I'm assuming what's gonna happen is she's gonna say she's alone in this, and her father's gonna be like, You have me. But that could also be, like, a romantic relationship thing where they're like, I feel like I'm alone in this, and the person's like, you have me. So it could be with her boyfriend. This actually could happen multiple times. So it could be, like, her dad saying, you have me, you're not going through this, weird subjective time travel thing alone. It could be Sam being like, look, you have me, you're not going through this PTSD thing alone. The most obvious option is she's talking about dealing with the whole time travel thing and dealing with her life kind of falling apart post-crash, and her father is the one who says, you have me. But the fact that it's in parentheses makes it feel like they don't have them. Like, it's a back and forth, like, I'm alone in this, no, you have me, and they're like, no, I don't, I'm alone in this. Or, like, if it gets repeated several times, like, if it's the rule of three, and the first two times it's like, I'm alone in this, no, you have me. And the third time, I'm alone in this. Or no, or it could be the third time they say, you have me, and they say, no, I'm alone in this. So it gets reversed. These could be very powerful words if they're spoken, but because it's the title, it might not be spoken, Because that might be too on the nose, and it might just be thematically what's going on. I don't know. You've heard my thoughts. I'm going to just see it play out, find out the old-fashioned way. Okay, so at the end of last episode, Alma found out that her and Sam broke up. Specifically, she broke up with him, and then she forgot about it after the crash, and he discreetly, ninja-style, moved all his shit back into her house. And she was not happy when she learned that. So that shit's going to hit the fan, probably. Previously, I was saying the wedding is probably going to be the season or series finale. Unfortunately, when I was getting the title for today's episode, I wanted to double check to make sure that I was right in thinking there were 8 episodes in the season. So I scrolled to the bottom to be like, episode 8. And I accidentally saw the title for episode 7. And episode 7 is called The Wedding. Now, this show goes through the past and the future. Well, not so much the future, but the past and the present and a bunch. So maybe it's a different wedding, but I feel like it's The Wedding. And it's not the finale, it's the second to last episode, so what the fuck do I know, right? And I'm sorry about that, guys. I really do try to avoid reading titles until the week I'm going to watch the episode. This was my bad. I fucked up. Hopefully it won't happen again. But all that to say, I guess the wedding happens in episode 7, or at least a wedding happens in episode 7. Or they could have the wedding ceremony and Sam could drop the bomb at the wedding, which would be so fucked up. Especially since he's not even supposed to be attending because Alma and Sam broke up technically. Oh, that would be devious as fuck. Okay, I don't specifically think that's gonna happen, but I'm not ruling that shit out. Yeah, this episode, my only real prediction is that Alma and Sam are gonna have it out about the fact that he deceived his way back into their relationship. And I feel like they're gonna have it out about that. They might not. It might get pushed back another episode, which would be crazy. But I feel like, even if it's the very last thing that happens in the episode, she's gonna be seething about it, it's going to come to a head, and they're going to have a big fight about it. I don't know how much more is going to be revealed about the backstory with the dad and the grad student who he may or may not have been fucking. Because, obviously, over the course of the show, we're going to get that. But we're only halfway through. We got 4 episodes left in which they can dump information on us. So there's no particular urgency for that information to come this episode. So on that note, let's get started and see what happens for real. Oh, and as always, if you're watching my videos without watching the original content first, you're doing the content a disservice and you're doing yourself a disservice. If you really do want your first experience of Undone to involve me, then head over to my Patreon. For just $1, you can get access to my uncut reactions that you can play alongside the original content. Let's dive in. Uh-oh. Are we getting spooky? Fuck! Oh, shit.
I don't think so. Not a good idea.
What?
Why is your boyfriend moving our couch?
I'm sorry. I gotta deal with something real quick.
You know how we never have any weird secrets or deep betrayals?
Shit.
I broke up with you, and you've been lying to me this whole time.
Becca told you?
Why would Becca tell me?
Because she cheated on Reed with the bartender.
Be this guy.
She doesn't remember that either. I forgot she forgot about that. Whoa, where are they? That's like a real vacation
Spaniards
spot.
called this El Baño del Rey.
Holy shit.
That means bath of the king. Bathtubs are fun too.
I like bath.
Then now it's...
Dad, I was in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah, but I have so much to tell you, and you're finally ready.
And I
Fuck
wanna
this
learn.
asshole.
I want to do this, but Sam.
Oh my god!
So you see, it wasn't so much a lie as a rolling with it situation.
I need to think about how I ended up here and how I ever trusted you.
Shit.
I just explain myself. Look, yes, it was a terrible thing to do, but...
That's kind of like a magic power. To be able to just be like, fuck you, I'm turning you off. I wonder if that brain scan's gonna be important. Since he also had the brain scan of the, was it a Tibetan monk? No, it was a shaman, that's what it was. My dad did this once. He, a friend of his was teaching a school for the deaf, and my dad brought his guitar in and played it so they could feel the vibrations on the guitar. I'm intrigued that they're using, like, percussion instruments. I mean, I guess that would make sense because it's the most direct result of the percussion and then the vibration.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
shit.
happiness, it can be an escape.
Yeah, it's kind of the idea.
Wow, that's depressing.
It's called a concha. It's made out of an armadillo shell.
That's what a concha is? I've been picturing conchas wrong.
You also carry a universe within you.
I do?
I'm gonna sing a song for that universe.
Okay.
So chill.
She said she heard it in a dream.
Maybe she was a priestess, like this little one.
Most definitely wasn't.
Or maybe she was, and she didn't know it. She needed the guidance of the elders.
Shit.
Research had recently come out showing that people with schizophrenia, they have large
Was
ventricles,
schizophrenia.
Oh,
Okay.
sexy.
pockets of fluid in the brain.
I know. What's sexier than big pockets of fluid?
I love her.
And what'd you find?
Well, I found it's very hard to convince holy people to let me scan their brains.
When I was 3, I was in the hospital with pneumonia. When I lost my hearing, you
She was
looked at a
3 when she
scan
lost
of my
her hearing.
brain. Did you ever experiment on me?
No, your mother,
That is an untrue
she
statement.
asked that, you wait until you're older and you can make that decision for yourself, just like with your implant.
That is some bullshit. Oh my god. The reason you're only getting part of the thing is because she's not lip reading them at the moment. So it's not just a hearing, it's a cochlear implant. That's why it's got the thing. Cochlear? Cochlear. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. That's why it looks different.
I just wanted to create a normal and stable environment for you.
Where you're lying to me and having sex with me?
Yeah, to help you. Can we just acknowledge that things have been complicated for the both of us?
What? Fuck you. I really liked him for a long time. Whoa, that's a transition. The fact that he didn't just admit, I didn't want to lose you, I was scared, and I did a shitty thing, kind of makes him a terrible person.
What are you doing here?
I don't know. I feel like I'm working through something.
But this is not a great time to be boy crazy.
Oh, fuck you too.
சரி போதும் நம்ம போய் பேக் பண்ணலாம்.
So she can enter other people's memories now. Oh.
I don't sound like that.
I don't sound like that.
Oh, shit. I wonder if the reason he has almost no accent is because he actively tried to lose it.
Sorry, said the little duck.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, said the little duck.
Yeah, he's actively trying to lose his accent. That was ominous as fuck. What the hell?
That's your advice?
Yeah.
To your daughter, who you abandoned, your advice is don't have relationships with people?
I want to have a relationship with you.
Good save, Dad.
I'm saying don't be distracted by a boyfriend.
Man, fuck this guy. Last episode, I was really starting to like him. I think he was fucking his student. The way he's talking about don't have relationships.
Sorry.
Oh, is this when they met?
Should donate him to a shelter.
Yeah, actually, I was just gonna go do that right now. You wanna come with me?
Okay. So what shelter are we going to?
I was thinking maybe we could go to the one that you usually go to.
Oh, yeah, well.
That's cute.
Things were great. Yeah, but it wasn't for you.
What? What the fuck?
Please don't die.
My hand feels so small to you.
Fuck. That's why she forgave him.
I love you. I'm sorry. It's okay.
Wait, what just happened? I don't understand what's going on. Are you still mad at me?
Oh shit.
No.
It's been 2 weeks apparently.
I just didn't understand why you didn't tell me. But you don't know everything.
Then tell me.
Don't tell him.
Fuck you.
I don't want to be alone in this.
You're not. You have me.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You can tell me anything.
You promise?
Don't end before she says what she says.
I'm seeing my dead father because of my big brain ventricles, and he's training me to travel in time so I can save him from being murdered.
Yes! Oh my god! That was a fantastic episode. I was really worried that at the end there, it was gonna cut out and leave us hanging as to whether she told him the truth or lied. And I didn't actually care. Well, that's not true. I'm really glad she told the truth. It would have been just as powerful if she had lied, but it would have been tragic instead of, like, exciting. Also, ending on a title card like that, we've never done that before. That was intense. But it's crazy because she could have been like, my grandmother had schizophrenia and I'm worried I'm gonna get it and blah, 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 blah. And they did confirm it's schizophrenia, so, or at least that's what it was diagnosed as, so I wasn't wrong on that. But, she could have done that and then still had the option to pivot from I'm traveling in time or to, and I'm worried I'm gonna go crazy, so that's why I broke up with you. Like, she could have done it either way if she had opened with my grandmother had schizophrenia. But I was really worried they were going to do the cop-out and not show what she said. So I'm really glad we heard what she said, and I'm really glad she told the truth. I don't know about you guys, but I I really like it when characters are honest with each other. And I know that may sound stupid or childish or something, but the reality is I think it's so much more powerful when characters trust each other and actually tell each other the truth about things than when they lie to each other. I mean, when used properly, lies can be very powerful too, but there's something that I just love when characters are just brutally, painfully, transparently honest. It's like a dopamine charge to my brain. So that shit was great. I did not see it coming that her father and him were gonna answer at the same time. That was fucking priceless. That was beautiful. So I was right that it was like multiple. There were like multiple of those, but it wasn't multiple relationships like with multiple pairs of people. It was her being torn between the two versions of her life. And I'm really starting to fucking hate her father again. I really started to like him last. I liked him in episode 2, when it was like, or episode 3, whichever episode we saw him as a human in, like in flashback. Might have been as early as episode 1. I don't remember. But when we saw him in flashbacks, I was like, he seems delightful. I love this guy. But then when he started, in episode 2, I was really suspicious of him. That's right. When he was like, I can't tell you why, but you have to trust me. You have to do this. He seemed really manipulative, really secretive, really sketchy. And I hate that shit. And it seemed like he was using her instead of actually trying to help her. And this episode had a lot of that. Because last episode I actually started to feel like, wow, he's actually helping her and they're doing this kind of together. But this episode, he was like, hey, you gotta shut that shit down with your boyfriend, break up with him, focus on what I need, ignore what you need, and I'm wondering if he's going to become a type of villain by the end of the show. I mean, this doesn't really seem like the kind of show that has villains, but I'm wondering if like the final conflict of the show is going to be between her and him, and she's going to have to choose herself over him. Because that could be really powerful and intense. Something I never talked about that I figured out a couple episodes ago and keep forgetting to bring up. The title, Undone. From the moment I heard the premise of the show, from the moment I heard they were doing a show called Undone, and I knew it looked a little trippy, I thought it was like, oh, I'm coming undone. Like, I'm coming apart at the seams. Which it is. That's definitely part of what the show is. But then I realized a few episodes in, he wants her to stop him from getting murdered. So she's supposed to undo this tragedy. Therefore, undone. So it's like a double meaning. And I didn't put that together immediately, because I didn't know enough of the premise to be able to work that out. But I figured that out in like episode 3 or something, and haven't mentioned it because I just keep forgetting. So I wanted to make sure I got that in there, in case anyone's like, why hasn't he picked up on this yet? I did. I'm just bad at remembering things. That was really powerful how they did her going back through her relationship with her boyfriend and deciding, hey, it's worth it to still be with you even though you lied. Because she cares too much to just let him go. And in real life, that can be problematic. If it's like, I love you so much, I'm just going to forgive this manipulative, shitty behavior you had. And I don't think his apology was adequate. I think he needed a better apology. Because it kind of sounded like, I'm not sorry I did this, I'm just sorry I got caught. And I wish he had a little more inner turmoil over the whole thing. And I wish he had, like, told her, like, broken down a little in front of her and just been like, look, I was scared, okay? I was hurt, I was scared. When you broke up with me, I didn't know what I was going to do. I felt lost, and I was like, whatever. But then, and then when you got in the car accident, I was scared that you were going to die, and I was like, I can't stand that this is how things are going to end between us, and that I'm going to have to know she died not loving me or whatever. And then this opportunity, you were like, you forgot, and it was like a miracle, and I know I shouldn't have done it, but I panicked and I just did it. Like, if he had just admitted, look, it was a moment of weakness And then I was trapped in this lie. And the truth is, I didn't want to tell you the truth because I was terrified you would leave me again. Because that's the truth, is it's not that he was trying to do it for her. He was 100% doing it for himself. But there's a difference between doing it out of, like, not thinking it's wrong and doing it out of knowing it's wrong, but not having the strength of character to do the right thing. And if he had admitted, look, I am a weak-willed person, or I am of weak moral fiber, and so I gave in to the temptation to just pretend everything was okay, even though that was a shitty thing to do to you, then I could have at least respected that and been like, okay, maybe there's a place to move forward from here. But the way he was just like, I don't know, I wanted to do it for you. Like, he was making excuses and trying to make it okay when it wasn't. Like, I don't know, that was some sorry shit right there. So, I don't know how their relationship is going to do going forward. It sounds like they're kind of just going to move past this. But there was that line where she was like, he didn't do it for you, or it wasn't for you, or whatever she said when they were in the bathtub. And I feel like long term, I don't know. It's a toss-up. But now that he knows what she's been experiencing, I don't know how that's going to affect things. So maybe the final climax is going to be between him and her, and it's going to be Sam wants to, like, put her in an institution, or wants to, like, medicate her, or wants, you know, something like that, and she doesn't want to, and that's going to be the final conflict. I don't know. Oh my god, I just had a thought. A really tragic way to end the show would be if he, like, forces her onto medication or something, or, like, berates her until she starts going on medication, and if the medication, if her father warns her, this will prevent you from being able to experience time subjectively, this will, you know, put an end to all this, and she starts taking the medication, and at the end of the show, it's like, she can't do it anymore, and she's back in her kind of sedated life, and it's never really explained whether she's schizophrenic or whether she could travel through time, but either way, she can't do it now because she's on the medication. Fuck, that would be, like, tragic if it, like... I really hope it doesn't end that way, because that would be... I don't know if I could take that, but it'd be so fitting for the tone of the show. Fuck. I hope they don't end it that way. That would just be too sad for me. So I think I'm going to call it there, because if I keep trying to predict what's going to happen next, I think I'm just going to keep making myself sad, and I don't want to do that. So, we're going to call it here. Come back next week. We'll check out another episode of Undone. If you can't wait that long, click the link in the description. That'll take you to my Patreon, where you can get episodes up to 4 weeks early, as well as my uncut reactions that you can play alongside the original content. And as always, please like and subscribe, because I'd love to have y'all coming back on the regular.